Hello.
Hey.
On this Thursday, September 4th, second cup of sunrise. Glad to have you with us on the pod.
Yes.
Again, weekday mornings here, 9 o'clock. Brennan and James with you again. We are just about done with back to school.
Almost there. Today was the last day for a lot of the schools.
Yeah. RCSD, 21,000 kids. It's our biggest district, of course. Yep. We were live out there this morning. A lot of fun. This week is always is exciting. Mm-hmm. And I love it, the back to school feels, but I'm also very glad every time this week ends.
Yeah, sure.
Because it's one of our most important ones, not just for news.
Syllabus week.
It's one of your biggest weather weeks.
Sure.
Because everyone is like, okay, haven't paid much attention in July and August.
Right. We've been able to coast by.
Get back to it.
Right. And we've had nice weather.
Yeah.
Too, which is nice.
Just about done. We will get some rain today, midday. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And then I think tomorrow it's just like the youngest ones in Canandaigua, maybe, when I look through our list, just a few more, but everyone is just about back and ready to go.
K through 12, anyways. My kids, preschool, next week, something like that.
Next week.
Exactly.
Are they moving up a room or a different class?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mason will be moving up. It's his last year pre-K, and then the little one, 2.5, she's going to be going into her first pre-K, which is like 2 hours for 2 days a week, like nothing.
It's just great to give them some structure, the experience first.
We drop off, pick up. Yeah,
I did the first pickup with Julia because she graduated at her daycare to a different one for pre-K, and I went in there and I'm like, I've never been in this room. Where's your stuff?
Yeah.
And she was pointing and telling me, and she loves it. So a ton of fun. I'll have my first experience today in Webster with the car line pickup.
Yeah. Oof.
And I have to like 1 o'clock to like an opt-in of how it's going to be. But I was like, you know what? I'm already going to have the other one. She might be asleep in the car. Yeah, maybe some showers around. I'm like, let's just do the car line. So we'll see how late I get in there.
Yeah, if she hops on the bus, then you're definitely. If she falls asleep in the car, you're definitely not in a rush.
Right, and not walking. Yeah,
long line, whatever. Let her sleep.
Yeah, it's the best way.
Yeah.
Okay, the end of our sunrise show this morning.
Yeah,
you said
I had a tease.
You had a big story to tell.
Yes. Yeah. So we were outside yesterday, enjoying the day because it was beautiful. 80, we hit sunshine, and my wife was running errands, and so I was with the kids, and it was like 5:15. So I'm starting to cook dinner, right? Just pasta, meatballs, nothing fancy. And so I'm enjoying a non-alcoholic seltzer, one of those cans outside. And so, playing with the kids, and I got like a bunch of windows so I can kind of see out my backyard from my kitchen. So I'm like going in and out, playing with the kids, and then cooking kind of at the same time or whatever. A little bit left in my drink, go to grab it, and I could feel just a little bit left. Go to drink my drink.
What was in it?
Right there. Bam. Stung by a bee.
Get out.
Inside of my lobe, right here.
Oh my gosh.
It fell into my mouth. And, when you have those seltzer drinks and there's just like a little bit left, you're like, whatever, I'm just going to throw it back. Really quickly like this, it must have climbed in there when I was in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I walked outside, grabbed it, just went like this, and it just fell into my mouth.
Stinger first.
Must have been. It hurt so bad. My lip immediately went numb. And like the kids are playing, so I didn't want to make a huge scene out of it. Right. But I like threw the can down, like was spitting everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
And the kids like kind of looked at me. I didn't like say anything because I didn't want them to freak out. But I was like looking for the wasp or the bee or whatever it was. Never found it. I saw a couple like flying around, and I know sometimes they like lose the tail. And I was wondering if I looked in, I didn't see any piece there. So I wonder if it was like a glancing blow, because I spit it out like really quick because I knew what it was. The second I felt something in there, I knew it was like there's a bee in my mouth. So it hit my lip. Luckily, I got rid of it, and thank God it didn't go any further. I was telling Lauren, my wife, and she was like, if that goes down your throat, that swells up, I'm in big trouble.
Yeah, seriously. On that, first off, glad you're still here.
Yeah.
And you're okay.
Just to wrap it up, that is like one of my fears. One of my real fears.
Now it's like, okay, no matter if it's seltzer water in a can, whatever, we're doing cups.
Cups or straws or look in it. Yeah.
People in Australia think they have it bad when they sit down on the toilet and don't know what's there. We've got seltzer cans in the backyard here in upstate New York. Man, rough.
Yeah. So it's scary. I'm sure it's happened to other people before.
We had a run-in a couple of weeks ago.
And I was thinking of you when you were telling me of the bee story you had a few weeks ago.
I'll preface this by saying everyone is okay now.
Yeah.
So we'll share that. So we have a big treehouse cabin in our backyard. And on Fridays, we have Julia's godmother. She's the babysitter. And this was summer, so she's watching both of them. And I get a call after this podcast. So it was early in the morning, around 10 o'clock or so, from my wife. And Steph's like, hey, I'm going home. And I was like, well, what's going on? She was like, there was a big bee attack on the girls and the babysitter. And I was like, what? And it said, I got this big panic, this call that they had gone out toward the treehouse and that there was a swarm that just came down on them, a bunch of stings, bees inside the house,
oh my gosh,
stomping them out. She was like, I'm just going to go home.
That's so scary.
And it's also one of those things where our kids are still young and you got to wait till you're stung by a bee really to know how allergic you are.
Right.
Because and I learned this after this, never really thought about it. We're all allergic. It's just to what degree is your reaction.
Right.
And she gets home and our poor babysitter saved our kids and she probably got stung 30 to 40 times.
Oh my gosh.
All over.
Just hit a swarm.
Yeah. Julia got stung a couple of times. Brooklyn got stung maybe 5-6 times.
Man.
And they were okay. Obviously upset and some PTSD with it and the trauma. And then Brooklyn started to get a little worse. And they're like, let's just go to the doctor to get it checked out. And so they went in there, gave her some medicine, and they did say, hey, she might be medium risk. So let's, in the future soon, go get tested just in case we're a family that has to have an EpiPen around. My mother-in-law is almost deathly allergic to it. She's always got
so it's in the family.
Yeah, it is in the family. I don't know if Stephanie's ever been stung. I'll figure that out. I had been.
Oh, man.
And yeah, so that afternoon I actually got on Google, found a local guy, like Scott's Pest Control or something, and I said, I've got a swarm in the treehouse. I did run out there and shut the door, and they're inside the wall, and just 200 of them came out. Crazy.
He said, it's so quick. There's like nothing there, and then all of a sudden 24 hours, and you have a huge swarm.
It was like they built it like the day before, because we're out there all the time. And he goes, $150, I'll be there this afternoon. I was like, no, come on by.
Great.
So he comes
Take
by.
my money.
He looks. He puts on the full bee suit. And he's like, I see some ground bees in the front yard, so sprays those.
Take them.
And then he said he goes back, and I watch him going in and out of the house. And even he, full suit, is like running in and out, like shaking it. And he's like, goes back in and sprays it. And he's like, found them. It was inside the wall. There was no way to really knock it down or anything.
The toy house.
Of
where kids play.
Yes. Somehow it got built into the wood.
There are nooks and crannies in those things.
Yeah.
I've seen it before, like playgrounds. I mean, they're outside all the time, so you kind of get it. But it's just like a regular house. These like little plastic playgrounds are just great nooks and crannies for these bees and these wasps. Just like make a home.
They build it like overnight. So he sprays it all, and what it does is the bees come in contact with the mixture, and they all take it back to the hive, wherever it is. Yeah, sure. And then eventually they'll be gone. Next day, all gone.
No issues.
Not seeing one. We still have to eventually go back in and vacuum. It's like off limits. I want to put caution tape over it, crime scene tape. So we learned a lot through that, and thank God for our babysitter, who, I mean, she was rough for a couple of days, but she was okay. And she said that she's been having like some dreams when she closes her eyes of just seeing like the swarm come down.
Man.
The girls the first couple of days didn't even want to walk around the house, had to carry them because they knew the bees had come in.
Every bug that you see.
We are slowly in our rehab, in our therapy, getting back outside. And the girls, anytime they see a fly, I tell them about gnats that are nothing. They're just annoying. But anytime they see anything, it is just like real, and can't even imagine, because it wasn't just like 5 bees whenever you step outside and they're ground hornets or something like that. But
gosh, I wonder, I'm looking online if there's like a bee season, because it seems like they've just been going bonkers lately. We were at Brighton Public Market, and they're like giving out samples and stuff, and they have to put nets around all the samples because just the bees are everywhere over there.
We had an issue in our driveway last year, and I just remember they were the ground beasts, so they weren't up high. They were all around the car and everything. And I think I'd called the same guy a year ago, and he's like, with those, he was like, unless I can see like where it is to their home, I can't really do anything with it. There are very strict rules here in New York of what they can do and when and where.
Sure.
And he said, and it was around September or so, he was like, we got a couple weeks left. They'll be gone.
Oh, okay.
The season.
That's good.
But
That's encouraging.
this was
Yeah. A couple
wild.
weeks left to enjoy the outside.
Man, okay.
Yeah, they're bonkers.
Or be scares.
Be scares, man.
Out of the way.
Yeah, for sure. You got to just watch out. You keep an eye on it, and it's too bad because we say bees, but it's such an umbrella term. Like it's the wasp that got me. It's the wasps that probably got you guys. But the friendly bees are actually, I've seen like a lot of good info on them as like the honeybees. They swarm, but it's just because they just want to make a new place. So like swarm is like such an evil word, and we use it all the time. But a lot of times like bee swarms, like the honeybee swarms, are actually really docile and super friendly. So you need the exterminators to go in and not just kill them, but to look and see the type, because you got to be careful. You can't just immediately assume that it's all like deadly wasps that are going to get you. It might be a friendly honeybee swarm that can just be relocated, and they're not going to sting you. So
I did check their seed. He wrote it down as yellow jackets. So maybe that's
yellow jackets are going to mess you up. They're not friendly.
How did he
Those
say?
are the thumbs down.
He said that place is humming after he sprayed them, and I was like, man, you've seen it all. And I said, what do you do when it's not this season? He was like, oh, it's just rodent problems, pests. That's what I do all winter.
Move on to mice. Yeah.
He had on his Bills cap. That's what he wore underneath the full bee suit.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And had some fun. So there we go.
How
Our
about that?
bee story time. Both of us.
Yeah.
Close calls.
Oof, yikes.
Be careful next time. The world does not work around our shifts. Our friends, everything they do. There are sometimes things have to pop up, whether it's a game we want to watch or whether you're doing a fantasy football draft. At 8:30 last night it started.
I had a late night. Yeah. Usually we're both in bed by 8:30, sleeping. But my fantasy football draft. This is going back to Brighton days. My friends at Brighton. High school. Yeah. We all have a gang that we did our fantasy football draft, and we all put like up to a vote. And I got the friends in California. There's people that work in the evenings. I'm obviously a morning person, so we all kind of debate, and there's a vote on when we should draft. And unfortunately, it was 8:30 last night, so I showered, shaved, kind of got in my robe and cozy, and then sat on the couch and did the fantasy draft. And for those that do know fantasy, it was an auction draft, which means you have to focus, pay attention, and bid on every single player that goes by you. It's not like a snake draft where you can kind of go and then you have like a little lull and then go again. So 10:30 I made it to. It was 2 hours, and there were like 5 rounds left still to go. I'm like, guys, I'm going to bed. So loaded up the queue with players and then signed out. So I'm rocking on like 4 hours, but.
So you woke up and is that the first thing you checked was the rest of your roster this morning when you woke up?
Now 3 quarterbacks later.
Make some changes.
But what are you going to do? I'll survive and I'll get extra sleep tonight and then wake up and watch some football tomorrow morning.
The highlights from tonight. So we've got the Cowboys and the Eagles, Chiefs and Chargers tomorrow as we get into it. I want to talk about something that made some news yesterday. You ever watched Red Zone?
It's the guy that goes for 8 hours straight?
Yes. So Scott Hansen, who actually spoke at my wedding.
Really?
Via video.
Oh, that's cool.
I'll share that story coming up on the anniversary, which is October 8th.
Oh,
coming
nice.
up.
Great.
It was before Cameo became a big thing where you can pay celebrities $50. They record a video. Or they announced like fantasy draft orders. They've done that.
Oh, that's cool.
Like one of the buffer guys from MMA and boxing will do it.
Sure.
So their big thing with Red Zone, which has been around since 2009, is it was standalone. It was something, whether you were streaming or with your cable setup, you paid another $5 to $20, whatever it may be, to add on. And this is, you don't get to watch your full team's game. You watch bits of every game, most of it live from 1 to 7. And their thing is 7 hours of commercial-free football.
Yeah. Late
last year, they dipped into a few side-by-side commercials late in the season. And kind of like in the 4 o'clock window, and people are like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And they also noticed the host had started to say 7 hours of Red Zone football. instead of commercial-free football. And he did an interview with the Pat McAfee show yesterday and said, yes, there will be commercials this season. This is all in the NFL Network and its new deal with ESPN. People were blaming ESPN for doing that when it really is the NFL controls all this.
Yeah.
And it's just business, but some backlash there. And it got to be so much. I want to show you this thing. It was on just the article
Trump's
I found,
weighing in.
which was Fox News. Yes. So I saw a tweet from Governor Hochul yesterday about this.
Oh my gosh.
Let me scroll down to it.
Okay.
So she said, more commercials, less football, Trump's America.
Oh my goodness.
Hochul wrote on X,
Whoa.
NFL and ESPN, you have time to fix this. And when I saw that, I was just like, what?
Wow.
The White House dismissed the governor's remarks, saying, quote, what a moronic thing to post. Trump
boy.
spokesperson Stephen Chung told Fox News Digital. And then he said, too bad there's no cure for stupid. And I was just like, people, this is not... How is this?
Wow.
Not everything is political.
That is not nice.
I know. I was just like, first off, why wade into this?
Yeah.
As the governor of New York, this has nothing to do with Trump's America or whatever. It's just, this is a business in a league, and they want to, make some more money on the
Hochul
advertising.
never seemed like a football person to me.
I think it was just to pick a fight, and then the hit back,
so
and it was like,
weird.
wow.
Oh,
And I was just like, okay. I was like, people, NASCAR does side by side, some college football does side by side.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
It is a change from what it used to always be. But I was like, wow, let's just dial it
That's
back.
wild.
Just
Do
a
you
little.
like Red Zone?
That is how probably for a decade that I've watched on Sundays.
Really?
Even if I had a Saints game on in this market wherever I was living, wouldn't watch a whole game full. It's a big thing of all my friends. That's how we watch, and we share account information through a guy's Sling. And so we all,
sure.
And so I'll pay him like $25 for the season.
Sure.
And sit down 1 o'clock, and pre-kids never moved until like 7:30.
Wow.
I would just have that.
That's wild.
Watch it and whip around coverage, and that's eventually how Scott Hansen ended up.
Yes, that's why you knew.
a video.
Yeah, you had a relationship with him because he was famous for going that long, and the stories of him in the mornings, he would not drink any water, right, and not eat, so he didn't have to go pee, basically.
Yeah,
that was kind of the
no bathroom breaks. Swore he never did it. Another thing he talked about, and I read, it was like eating bacon and olives or certain things like that's what he would
Jam
eat.
him up?
Some of the breakfast, yes, so he wouldn't have to go.
He's bound up.
Yeah, and
Purposely give him constipation.
So he would be there, and people would guess like, "Hey, we've been on this game for a little while. Did he step out?"
Oh,
and all of a sudden the voice comes back or whatever. But
funny.
so that's how people will be watching it.
I couldn't get into it. Yeah, I am more of I just want to watch the entire of one game. I enjoy watching the development of the game. Like when I watch football, I kind of watch it in a weird way. I'm a lineman guy, so I love watching the front line and watching how the linemen play and watching how the game that they play throughout. Like Von Miller, a huge Von Miller fan, how he would evolve throughout a game and he would play with tackles and change his moves with tackles throughout the game. So I'm like pretty nitpicky and kind of like watch the intricacies. I watched Red Zone and I was like, this is too much.
A lot of people the first time
it's
just
so
like,
much, man.
let's go to Cincinnati. They're in on the 5, or this just happened at Soldier Field, and it's like whip around and like,
or like it's like a 2nd down and 10, and they do like an 8-yard run, and then it's like 3rd and 2, and then they like cut away from the game. Like, why wanted to see the 3rd down?
I know. And you know what's funny is with March Madness, it used to be the opposite before they went to TNT and True TV. It was CBS.
It was
the late great Mr. Gumbel, who was hosting in prime time, they'd be like, it's close between this 16 and 1 seed, but let's get you over to this 9-8, which has 2 minutes left. And that's how you could see the games from the tournament.
Switch back and forth.
Yes. And then everyone was like, we want to see all the games individually, and that's how we watched that. But with football, it was like, I just want to sit and you take the control for me.
Crank it up.
It was wild. We have to talk about some more football and the Bills. There are issues with groins. It was something I had to say way too much on our broadcast this morning. The injury updates coming up next. Back here on the pod, second cup of sunrise here on this Thursday. Not just any Thursday, the kickoff to the NFL season.
Day one.
I know we got into a little football heavy, not so much X's and O's, but lifestyle, different headlines
how we watch it.
Right. Again, it's Cowboys and the defending champs, the Eagles, coming up tonight. It'll be the Bills and the Ravens Sunday night at home in Orchard Park. And this is the week where they get into their traditional schedule of when you hear from the coach on a certain day leading up, and they talk about injury news, the injury report, and a couple of problems here for the Bills. So cornerback Trey White, he has a groin injury, did not practice yesterday. Sean McDermott has not ruled him out coming up for Sunday. In the secondary, Christian Benford has a problem, but he's trending in the right direction. He's also listed with a groin injury, and McDermott said we'll see if he plays Sunday night. Keon Coleman has a groin issue.
No surprise.
As well. Tyler Bass, not a full go yet. As a kicker, has a problem. And then the one that we knew, Dwayne Carter, he blew his Achilles, so he's out for the season. Yeah. Khalil Shakir did practice in full, a good sign for Sunday night.
Yeah.
Groin listed everywhere on that injury report.
It's one of the most common injuries you can get in football, and I just feel like just soreness. There's grades to it, level 1, 2, 3. You get like a little strain, you pull it, you yank it, you tear it is obviously the worst. And you can usually bounce back from these, but you always get nervous when when you see that pop up, and it's right on the inner thigh of your leg,
especially early on. But you never really know, and they do a lot of this because the league mandates it. You can be fined, face penalties, and there's also the gambling aspect of it, because there's a lot of money involved in partnerships. Yep. But I think it was Tom Brady who was almost always listed on the injury report with something in his career. Which it could have just been Bill Belichick and them on, just throwing that around.
I always think it's interesting. Like, I compare this to, and I just learned this a few years ago. Our old producer Zach was explaining to me how hockey is much less detailed with the injuries. It is lower body,
upper body, and that's it.
That's all you get.
And it's even with some of their league insiders, like their Adam Schefters or Rappaports, like it's tough to get. Like, they are so vague,
with what secretive about it, which I think is so interesting, because in the NFL, like, I remember with when Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles. The science that was going into when it happened, how it happened, like the exact moment, the part, like we are like, forget about HIPAA. We are diving deep into these guys' lives, you know?
It's, I know, and they are so specific. And if you ever see a injury report for an NFL team, just the number of lists, and it gets updated daily, and then you get the final one. It's like half hour, 45 minutes before kickoff, and that's when you can set your final fantasy lineup on that. So
100% injury, they say in this sport is 100% injury rate.
How everyone's hurting, but how bad is the pain? So we'll see that again. It's Lamar Jackson and company coming to town on Sunday night. One other thing before we get to weather here, some big changes for Amazon, and I consider this people's kind of last stronghold for sharing accounts, where someone had one Prime account and then your whole family, I've been involved in this, has all their addresses, credit cards saved on it, and you just order from that. So Prime is ending the program that lets you do this for shipping benefits. Prime Invitee option, that will end October 1st. So Amazon's encouraging people who have been sharing to get their own account. First year, $14.99, not bad. It's usually $100 for the year, and of course, right before Black Friday. And it is also rolling out this Amazon's family program, so you can share within the same household. Be interested to see how much the crackdown is. That it works on sharing that, but it's just like Netflix and Disney Plus, making it difficult with the locations.
I wonder how many times people have bought gifts for their own family and then see it like come up on the history.
Yes, it's tough because I think it has to be almost be the main account holder has to hide it. And for us, I'm like, I'm going to tell my father-in-law. Does he know how to do it? And I'm like, and so I would just order it anyway and
Yeah.
hope that 20 other orders were made that day.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
would
it
just
just
show up
gets
and be
buried.
But I would always get on and I'd see the shopping cart and there's like 25 items in it.
Yeah,
and I'd just like save for later or dump them all out.
Yeah.
And I would order my one pair of socks or whatever I was trying to get
Right.
to have that there. So that
It's
change
always a mess. Yeah,
is coming.
Drivers going through some rain today.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, got some showers just pushing through. If you're watching this as a rerun, and we'll talk about what comes after this, but you're with us live this morning, coming up on 9:30. You can see showers. Looks like a downpour pushing toward Batavia there. It'll be in Rochester within the hour. I'd say maybe 10:30 or so, and then it's going to work its way through probably east side 11 to noon. We get to about 3 o'clock, and then you see that rain chance go way down. We'll push it out of here. Temperatures drop back down to the 50s. This weekend's going to be interesting. Maybe some showers Saturday. Best chance there in the Finger Lakes, and then we're dry for a lot of next week.
That is cool for this weekend and for getting into the NFL season. So many events going on. Webster Garlic Festival, the Clothesline Festival at MAG.
Yeah, that's right.
A lot to talk about. We will see you coming up. Whoops. This is a close-up of James and myself. Camp 4. There we go.
See you tomorrow.
And see you on air at noon.